Thanks a lot, Tom. Dear friends, dear delegates, as Tom has said, my name is Terry Reintke and I'm the co-chair of the Green Group in the European Parliament, and I was nominated by Bündnis 90 Die Grünen. But actually today I don't want to speak about myself primarily. I want to speak about three families that have really shaped who I am, to get you an idea about where I come from and who I am. And the first family that I want to talk about is my actual biological family. Some of you know I come from a very big family. We are not very fancy people. We are more like the regular bunch of Europeans that you can imagine. And when I do politics, I actually think about my family quite a lot. I think about my aunts, uncles, my cousins who are farmers, because they don't see climate change as something that is happening in the future. They don't see the biodiversity crisis as something abstract, but they feel this in their everyday work. They see it in their soil. They see it in the work that they are doing, and they are the ones that I'm very often listening to why we need to act on climate change now. I also think about my cousins who are working in the care sector. We all applauded nurses, we all applauded medical staff during the corona pandemic. But when I talk to them, we still see that their working condition, that their wages, that the general status of our public services is definitely not where it should be. And they are the reason also why I fight for social justice. But I also think about a female family member who actually only after the Me Too revelations told me that she had been sexually assaulted herself. All of these people, like the members of my family, but also people in general in Europe, very regular people, I believe should be in the center of our campaign. I want to make them the superstars of our European election campaigns, because at the end of the day, they are the ones why we are doing what we are doing. They are the ones who matter to us. They are the ones why we are fighting for a Green Deal, why we are standing up to climate change and biodiversity loss, because we want them and their children to have a future on this planet, because we want them to eat healthy food, to have a life free from pollution, and of course to have an agricultural system that does not only think until the next winter, but actually look at the decades to come, so that my cousin is also going to have fertile soil for her children and her children's children. But we also fight for them for socially just societies, because we want to have social systems, social security systems that make sure that no one falls between the cracks, that no one is left behind, that stabilize each other in a European context, because we want to fight for working conditions that are not based on exploitation, but that are based on decent working conditions. And we fight for them because we do not want to see a taxation system that is deeply unjust in the European Union, where working people pay their fair share, but the billionaires and the companies are very often not paying what they should. And we fight for them very fundamentally because we believe that more equal societies are better societies. We fight for strong legislation against gender-based violence. We fight for a world where nobody has to be afraid to go to the police to report a racist incident, because they might actually face more racism at the police station. And we fight for Europe where everybody can be who they are, and yes, where everybody can love who they love. Let us put these people into the center of our campaign. Let us make them the ones that really matter to us in this campaign. My second family is actually the European family, and not only because my chosen family is so diverse and so European, not only my girlfriend and many of my friends, many of the people that have shaped my path in the last years have been from all over Europe, but also the European Union in itself. Because for me, at the end of the day, we are a big family, because a family is about standing up for each other, being there for each other, especially in times of crisis. And this is why we need each other so much right now. But friends, we also have to be honest to ourselves. This family is under threat. We are seeing a far-right surge all across Europe. And this does not only attack the European Union as a project, but they attack the very basis, the fundament of what has made Europe strong over the past years, the fundament of rule of law, democracy, and fundamental rights. So I want to fight with you in this campaign to stand up for this European project, but also for the values that Europe stands for, not only in itself, but also at our external borders. Let us fight for a Europe that is truly based on freedom, democracy, rule of law, and fundamental rights. And the last family that I want to speak about is actually all of you. It's the European Green family, because this is probably the place that has shaped me the most over the past years. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for the EGP. And I say this with all the emotion that it needs and that it takes, because for me, the EGP has really always been a home. I was active in the EGP before I was a member of the German Greens as FYG co-spokesperson over the last years in many different functions, in many different ways. I have met so many of you, and I must really truly say that for me, I have just been elected to be the leading candidate for the German Greens. But I also really want to be a European leading candidate because I want to fight with you in this campaign. Because we have seen that over the past months, there is so much to lose and there is so much under threat right now. But I think we have also seen in Spain and in Poland that when we fight together, we can stand up to this and we can win. And for that, for all our European Green family, I want to be your leading candidate. Thank you very much.